What's good? What's cracking? What is happening? What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Irene, the motherfucking Passion Queen, back at you again with another video, with another show, another episode. We are in the Queendom where we talk about life, love, sex, and everything in between, with a heavy focus on BDSM and the BIPOC community. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody that watches us on a consistent basis. Shout out to everybody that's watching the replay. Happy Taco Titty Tequila Tuesday. If you buy a girl some tacos and tequila, tell her she pretty. She just might, maybe, possibly, with consent, show you her titties. I ain't making you no promises though. So we got a good one for y'all tonight. We got a real good one for y'all tonight. We're gonna be talking about pleasure versus orgasm. And I got my good sis in the building. Y'all have seen her a few times here on the show. Miss Your Erotic Fairy is in the building tonight.
Hey,
I was trying to time it just right. I was looking. I was like, wait.
you good? You good? My eyelashes started itching. They was going crazy, so I stepped away from my phone. And ooh,
Girl, listen, I am new to the Lash game, so I understand it be feeling a little weird sometimes.
poof, we in there like somewhere. Hey,
Hey, girl,
how are you today?
I'm here. I got a nice little cocktail. You know what I'm saying? We
Damn
gonna have.
right, babe.
Come
Can you bring me the
on.
wine, please?
Yes, come on, wine and dip. Happy anniversary, goddamn it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
Goddamn
thank
love
you.
birds.
Something like that. I guess he like me. I guess
Nah, I
he
guess
like
you
being here.
you like it a lot. You can put a ring on that thing. I said, come on, see. Trying to be
I'm
like you,
sorry,
my
baby.
girl.
Can you give me the wine, please? I'm sorry.
Hey, friend.
Friend.
He video gaming right now. If anybody plays, no cup. All right, out the bottom.
Straight bottle. Just go for it.
This our little honeymoon bottle. So okay, but
Oh,
if anybody plays Marvel Rivals, he's into that right now.
okay. Come on, Marvel Robbins. All right. All right. So let's go. Let's go ahead and get into this.
Ooh,
So the topic I chose was pleasure versus orgasm, and I wish I would have saved the video, but it was a video that I saw. Most likely, if I'm pretty sure it was on Instagram.
hmm
But and it spurred that conversation because so many people, because and I know you've experienced the same thing with trying to educate people on things, and then you realize that people don't realize that orgasm is something very separate from
hmm
pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Like you can have a great time. Like orgasm does not have to be the end game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that became something that I became super familiar with over my career uh, as I started counseling older couples
hmm
that were, experiencing different, whether it was like erectile dysfunction or some hormonal changes or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So, taking somebody around that mindset. Now, the reason why I wanted to have this conversation with you is because if y'all don't know, my girl is a sex therapist, period. T.
You
Okay.
bottle. I'm still growing at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, but the point is, you got the credentials.
Hello.
Okay. The point is the credentials are there, which
Finally.
means if you call my girl, you're gonna pay her. Period. Okay. That's what that means. You
This is
gonna pay her.
true. This is true.
Okay, exactly. Let's go and put set that foundation right now. Okay. She got the credentials you was paying.
This
Period.
is true.
I
But
wanna
we
make
we
sure.
always a good time. My clients tell me, my clients tell me, my supervisor, anybody that they can connect to on my team that we have a good time. They always learn something. So you're never
Fact.
you're never in a bad position with me. Just yeah, you gotta pay.
Period. That's it. Like, and I'm just saying, why not pay for exceptional service?
Why not? Why not?
So we gonna keep it cute. We gonna keep it C. Don't try to be acting a fool over there trying to get in touch with my friend now. Okay. Okay. But because of that, I was like, I felt like this would be a perfect conversation for us. So in your experience over your career, what has been some key points of when you're talking to someone and trying to explain those differences and also get their mind wrapped around it because it is a very hard thing I have found over the years, helping someone retrain their brain
Mm-hmm.
to not solely focus on orgasm, but to actually focus on the pleasure, like the journey of it all.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, like, have you had that same experience, or like, and if so, how have you maneuvered? Like, what are some key points? You ain't got to give all the tea, but what are some key points?
I've definitely experienced it with a lot of couples. I would say that I would say the first thing that we focus on is what is their end game? Like, what is the goal that you're trying to achieve? And then once we've set a goal, we now create a timeline as to like how to achieve that goal. And yes, it does require like, I want to use the nicer word than the word that I'm thinking, but it does require a form of manipulation, but it's consensual manipulation. It's a way
Okay.
of like trying to help them understand and figure out how to get out of themselves, out of their shell. Because when you're trying to teach someone something new, I'm putting new
Mm.
in quotations because it's not new, it's just foreign to themselves, their body, their mindset. When you're trying to teach someone something foreign, you have to teach them how to be out of body, out of themselves. So we just go through that process of just how to pull yourself out of that box, and what does that box no longer look like, and what does the new box look like. And then as you start to implement those things into the new box, you take things from the old box that you like about yourself, and then you implement it in the new one and try to merge them together.
Okay. I like that. I like, and
Mhm.
also for those who don't, I hope everybody understands the difference between pleasure and orgasm. But just in case, pleasure is basically defined as, in the sexual term, as giving sexual enjoyment or satisfaction to or receiving it from someone, right? Or from something or a situation or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
Whereas an orgasm is the height or peak of sexual arousal when the body releases sexual tension and pressure. So basically, when you nut. So the easiest way for me, like the way that I love to, like I said, break it down for my clients is, pleasure is about the journey. Pleasure is enjoying the connection that you can
Mhm.
have with your person, or even just with yourself, because some people just have a hard time enjoying sensuality and sex and things like that, because let's be 100% honest, between some cultural stigmas and religion and just so many different things. There are so many times where people are having a really really hard time to just be in the pleasure and enjoy it, especially if being a woman in America and dealing with majority of the time sex being seen as something that's done to you
Mhm.
and not like with you or for you,
Mhm.
so to speak. You know what I mean? And so you come across, because I remember in the beginning of my career, one of my first clients, probably one of the oldest clients I ever had, she was in her 60s. She had been married for 40 plus years. Um, and she literally said that she had never had an orgasm. Like, sex
Mhm.
for her was literally a job. She did it to please her husband. There was no pleasure in it for her. And I understand how you can get to that point, because especially growing up in the South, like, the Bible Belt, they told you keep a nipple between your legs, but nobody told you that you should be able to have fun when you start having sex.
Exactly.
Regardless of whether or not you decide to wait for marriage, the point is you should also be pleased during it too. You're not just there to be able, to make a baby or whatever, or please him or
You're
whatever the
not a
case may be.
sex toy, and even if you like to get
Thank
fucked like a sex toy, you should still know what that should feel like. You
you.
should know
Right.
what you're looking for. And you can't know what you're looking for if you don't explore yourself first and just have those open and honest conversations with other people by saying, like, I like it when you get a little rough here, when you get a little nasty there, when you get a little crazy here. I like it to be sensual here. You have to figure out what spots you like and how you like them to be touched, maneuvered, manipulated, whatever word you want to use.
Right. And I think that's a big thing about it too, of why a lot of people don't always find the pleasure in sex, because they don't know what they like.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I will say one of the things that I learned when I first started, I feel like it's changed drastically. Mind you, when I first started, doing parties and going on this sexual health journey, and educating and everything like that, it was 2010. So we're talking 15 years ago.
Okay.
Damn, that sounds like a long ass time.
Hey, you had a long pleasurable experience. You had a
I
pleasurable.
have. The
Mm-hmm.
journey has changed quite a bit, but nonetheless, uh, one of the biggest things that I became frustrated with was
Mm.
being like was partying with my sisters and the immediate closed offness that we had around sex, sensuality, pleasure. Like they was cool a majority of the time, a good chunk of the time. I'm not gonna say majority, but a good chunk of the time. They were cool for the vibes, the fun, the this, the that. They were more so with the bath and body products or maybe some enhancement stuff here and there. But actual toys, baby, you doing too much. You was asking sis to go too far. She
Mm-hmm.
was my girl. My girls was like, "Ma'am, we don't do that." And then
Right.
and the ones that did, they child, it was
The most extravagant toy in the store. The most. Why
it
do you
got
have that?
it gotta be 10, 20. Hey, if you like rearranging your guts on a regular basis, baby, by all means, do what you do. Okay. That's for me in my house.
As for me and mine, I was.
You know what I'm saying? Especially the more and more I learn because, you hear the stereotypes of what black men are, and then of course, growing up in the community, like a lot of people that's what they expect. Oh, if he ain't got girl, listen, nah, I'm good. I learned this shit real early on. I was like, nah, player, this shit ain't for me.
Facts.
I
Like
don't
big
know
one,
if this
super big ones are cool every blue moon, once in a while ish,
child. I,
maybe. But like comfortable thickies, we love them. I love a comfortable thick king. I love, huh, a good 8 incher with a thickie. Oh,
girth is a beautiful thing, ain't it, girl? Oh
with
Jesus,
the veins.
hallelujah, hallelujah. It be so pretty. Anyway, um.
Cause we'll be here all day.
Listen, on a tangent that ain't got shit to do with this topic. But uh,
Okay.
but then going to the white girls and party, baby, they want it all. They trying to have it all. They trying to play with it all. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, dang, I wish more of us, not necessarily that I was in there thinking like, oh, I need y'all to buy this shit up. It was just I think as I started noticing this is when my career started changing a little bit, and I started gravitating more towards the educational part of it because I was like, bruh, like I want to see more of us free, and not in a sense where you know everybody owning their sensuality and their sexuality looks very very different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know this. I would, and I think some people thought, oh, you just want people out here just letting all this shit out there. Like, baby, I don't care if you never let another soul outside of you and your partner know what the fuck you got going on. I'm not telling you that you need to be, the poster girl for the host troll or no shit like that. Like, I'm not telling you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm All I'm saying is, if you don't know what you like, if you don't know what brings you pleasure, like if you are masturbating and you get frustrated because you can't orgasm and you don't know how to enjoy the process of loving on your body. I mean, because listen, it is a difference when you just try to bust a quick one versus when you sit up there, you take the time and you set the mood and
Go
you
through the
like get
motion of the ocean and like
right.
really just dive into how you feeling. Like you not just, all right, let me go ahead and get this quick nut. Like you actually dive into what makes that nut or what makes that moment just more beautiful than what it really is.
That
It's a vibe. But we have
it
to
is
start being able to teach that and openly talk about that. A lot of people are not comfortable with talking about wanting to dive into pleasure because pleasure has always been presented as, all right, you horny? go for it. You want a nut, go for it. It's always presented as that. And that's why nowadays, especially like a lot of sex workers, adult entertainers, so on, sex advocates, so on and so forth, are putting a lot of effort and momentum and being like, no, like you see this on TV, but like love yourself, lust yourself, rub yourself down, play with yourself. If you like to suck dick, get a dildo while you masturbate and suck it. If you like to eat pussy, get a pocket pussy while you masturbate and lick it. Like whatever you like to do, if you're in that moment where you're alone, do it. Cause who can judge you when you're alone?
Right.
Nobody.
That's another big thing. I had a conversation with somebody, and this is a little bit off topic, but I had a
Mm-hmm.
conversation with someone on live on TikTok, and it was kind of centered around the fact that they were curious about so much pertaining to the BDSM world, but they weren't willing to try it. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
why? They was like, well, I'm afraid of being judged. I said, well, who the fuck gotta know?
It's nicknames for it's a lot of nicknames in this community for a reason.
That part, because
We live
sometimes
by a good
people,
nickname because who's a fairy? Even though I'm a
okay,
fairy, but still, like how many fairies do you really know? It's nicknames
that
for a
part.
reason.
That part. And then also, even if you don't want to like immerse yourself in an actual community, like being able to explore with your partner at the very least, because there
Hmm.
are ways that you can, explore different things, get proper training, because some things you do need to have a good level of knowledge on before you go out there, trying to do certain stuff. Like I know everybody named mama be out here choking, but there is a proper way to actually choke for pleasure. There's a proper way to spank for pleasure. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a proper way to do all this kind of stuff. Um, but outside of that, and then shit, if you want to, you probably can go to these events with masks on so ain't nobody gotta know who the fuck you really, really are. Like, that was my whole thing. I was trying to get her to understand. I was like, baby, whatever it is that you do in your bedroom, don't nobody else gotta know about it. Like, you ain't gotta create an OnlyFans.
Hmm.
You ain't gotta put it on Front Street. And it's the same thing with this. It's like outside of you being able to educate your partner, nobody has to know the way you treat your body.
And even if you want people to know, it's nothing wrong with like openly being like, I like to get spit on, I like to get slapped in the face. Because I
Not a
mean,
thing.
if that's what you like, that's what you like. As long
Period.
as it's one of those things where now where people are so used to being judged for every little thing because growing up, I'm pretty sure me and you both experienced this. If you were sucking dick growing up, you were judged. It was like, how dare you slurp or nurple? And I'm just like, why are you not slurping? Like, you don't have to
Child.
get pregnant and you could just like that was my whole logic. But now, everybody is just like, oh, sucking dick, that's basic. And it's just like, no, it's not basic because there's a way to do it. And so now it's starting to become a thing where everyone is so afraid of getting judged by every little thing. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, as long as you're not doing anything with children, and as long as you aren't doing anything with animals, pets, and you are communicating and you're getting tested, by all means, what you like is what you like.
Right. And there's consent involved
A
across the
lot
board.
of it.
Please. That's why I tell people, like, I ain't gonna yuck nobody else. Now, it's a couple of times I may be like, that might be a little far for you, girl. But then again, that is some shit that I have recently realized I am 100% okay with.
Same.
And and it's like I'm okay with it for the right person. Keep it in mind. Cause yep. Anyway, that's offline conversation.
Man, I learned some things about me this past weekend. I said, okay, this is what I am. I am scum, and I love that for me. Uh-oh, I can't hear you now. Oh, you muted yourself.
There we go. I don't even know how I did that, y'all. But I love me a good let's be slutty moment. Like, yeah, let's find what my boundary is. Let's find the wall. Let's find it
Ooh.
and jump off that motherfucker if we need to.
To be honest, I don't even have like with my husband, my fiance husband, whatever. He's both at this point.
I'm gonna
I
say,
have no boundary. I have hard nose for sure. But outside of those hard nose, what is a boundary? Like,
and that's my
I'm
thing.
scum.
And that's the thing. I know because where I am currently with someone, I'm like, sir, if you were my husband,
Mm,
this could only get, I
better.
don't know how much more disgusting this could get,
It's gonna
but
get filthy. You're gonna like. It's going
because
to get
my hard no
filthy.
limit, my hard nose are like, this is the least.
Oh,
That
for
might even be
sure.
too long. That might even be too long.
Hard no list,
Listen, okay, like very
but
tiny.
very.
It is very very tiny. Um, and I'm just like, because I didn't even have to sit back and be like, Irene, I can't believe you did it. But one of the biggest things that I have found myself doing, with topic at hand and mind, is enjoying. Don't get me wrong, the orgasm of it all, 100 out
But
of 10. Listen, 100 out of 10. Girl, listen, fucking addictive sometimes, but there is so much fun and pleasure in like everything in like the whole process. And when I say the whole process, I even mean down to the like texting and flirting and like
oh
child,
yes.
the the electricity.
I love a good conversation. I love a good text conversation that leads into a phone call and then it carries over between when you guys see each other and then it just leads to like kissing, touching, and then it's just like it just builds suspense. Like that is ultimate foreplay. Like we don't have to sit there and be like, what do your nipples look like? Are you hard for me? Like all that stuff. It's like, okay, cute. I like that. But talk to me, engage with me, praise me, worship me a little bit. And I'll do the
Come
same thing
on,
for you. But of course, definitely praise me, worship me, degrade a little here and there. Like make it cute, nice and fun. And then when you come home, reel my shit in. Okay.
baby, knock the block off this motherfucker. Yeah, me.
Please put my
Listen,
ponytail out the way.
hello. Listen, this hair is long enough to grab, and I need you to do so, please and thank you. But yeah, like it's so. I think another thing though, and me and my homegirl say this on another on my other show that we have, is that I think a huge part of, because I will say that my current sexual situation, right, completely different than anything I've ever experienced on so
Hmm.
many levels. First off, the shit that I am willing to do,
You
baby,
turned up.
wasn't even a fucking thought before.
You turned up.
Girl, t- I don't even know if
Showing
I'm all
out,
the way
acting up. Hmm.
happily and happily doing it too. Now I don't know if I'm turned all the way up because I haven't found, I ain't found no ceiling just yet. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh.
yeah, I'm with you. Like I got a couple of hard no's. You know what I'm saying? A couple of things I'm like, nah, I'm good on this shit. Like I ain't trying to do that.
Hmm.
But then there's some other stuff that's like, I mean, if we find ourselves in said situation.
You got hard nose, but you got a lot of maybes. And right now you're testing the maybes to see if it's a no or a yes.
Yeah, and the problem is this person continuously tells me yes. And being the brat that I am, it's like we're treading on dangerous territory, sir.
Hey,
And
let them
I
tread. They like people like treading. People like to when they find that person. Okay, excuse my vulgarness, because just like the menstruation is kicking me right now, and my body
oh,
is like, "Who are you?" Anyways, excuse me, but people like to tread. They like to step on toes a little bit because it's like the thrill of it all. If you have a I don't want to say consistent, but if you have a very routine, there we go. If you have a very routine lifestyle, it will start to become very boring or things can go downhill quicker than you expect. So sometimes you need to have like that some things like tucked away in your garden, some things just like put to the side where it's like, oh, let's see, oh, if you're ready for this, let's upgrade, let's up it a notch. Like if you are the kind of person that likes fluid exchange, it may start, with like very sloppy French kissing. But then next thing you know, you want to get pissed on, or maybe you want, get spat on. Maybe you want to be drenched in your partner's secretion. You don't know, but you got to keep like stepping on those toes to see how far are you really willing to go.
True. It
Keep stepping on
yeah.
them toes. Whoever you are,
It's
keep stepping on them toes.
because I'm like, I said, sir, I have adult money, and you keep telling me yes. This could get really dangerous. It's gonna get dangerous. But you know what I'm saying? You rocking, I'm rolling. But one of the things that I found that I think, which trying to pull my original thought back, is a huge part in this level of connection is liking the person that you're dealing with, not like loving them, not just being
Facts.
attracted to them, but
Facts.
actually liking them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I find, even in my counseling people, that you are a lot more willing to do and explore and have fun with a person that you not only like, but with a person that you like, but also with a person that you love. Now, if you in love with that motherfucker and you like them,
And even then,
try.
to add an extra layer, you have to lust them because you can like somebody like I like the way you dress, and then there's the love aspect to it. Like, oh, I love when you wear these Calvin Klein boxers. And then you add that extra layer to it. It's like, oh, I lust you when you wear an all black Armani suit and you put on that chocolate cologne. Like when you add layers to it, the more layers you add to your like, love, and lust, the nastier, kinkier, freakier, sexier, whatever you want to add to your sex life, it's going to become that.
True, true, true. And I don't know, and I think that's a huge part. Also, because I feel like in those times is when you find safety in your person,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to be safe in those spaces is another huge factor in it.
Yes.
Because if you don't feel safe to have that level of vulnerability and transparency with your partner, of like the taboo things that you might like to do, then you are less likely to do it. I remember counseling a gentleman one time because he was like, he read my book and he was like, "Yo, I would love it if my woman would do this stuff, but she's so timid and this, that, another." And I'm like, "Have you expressed that to her? And if
Mm-hmm.
you did, like, how did you express it to her?"
Mm-hmm.
Because that's another thing. Because sometimes people be like, "Oh, they see something in a porn or something like that, and they be like, I want you to be like this," and it's like,
I recently had a client whose her partner sent her to me
mhm.
because they assumed that I could teach them something that they saw in a porno. And they literally sent me the pornos or the clips, the images, the imageries, and everything like that of what their partner wanted them to replicate. And it was just like, are y'all only looking at this 30-second clip? Or are you looking at the entire duration of the video to see how it even got to that place? And we had spent some good sessions helping them get to that level of confidence, but also having them and the partner to understand that you can't just look at these 15, 30-second clips and assume like this is what happens as soon as a person opens their mouth, spreads their legs, or whatever happens. This is the best attention grabber that social media can get, so that way I can have them come in and look and buy my stuff. If you're not looking
Right.
at the full duration of it, which is the beautiful thing about, like you said earlier, with pleasure and orgasms, social media is basically just getting the orgasm of it all. But the beauty that really comes into paying for your porn, so pay for your porn, people. The beauty that comes in with paying for your porn, you get to see the pleasure, you get to see the gradual buildup, you get to see the um the sex slope actually start to create, where there's the excitement phase, there's the placebo, not a placebo, there's the excitement phase, there's the penetration phase, there's the orgasm phase, and then there's a resolution. Like, you get to see it all happen, and it's a beautiful, wonderful experience if you're able to experience with that person or with yourself.
Facts. And let's go ahead and do a quick little plug. Make sure y'all checking out BLK Touch um .com. It is black owned, all black porn site. I don't even like to call they stuff porn because baby, some of them videos.
It's artistic.
You really?
My
I was
favorite
like,
one is with Miss Nikki. Is it? I think her name is either Nikki Baby or Nikki Darling. I
oh yeah, yeah,
believe
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Nikki
Nikki
Darling.
Darling. Nikki
My
Darling.
the bigger side of me is saying like Nikki Darling, but I love watching her. She's very and Simone Sky. Oh, Illy.
Simone. Simone is sweet, sweet as pie. My child, some of these people we know in we know in real life. So, but yeah, like so, make sure support is it's still Black History Month, but y'all should be supporting Year Long. And if y'all just look them up on like on social media, you'll be able to find their pages. They send out like they post commercial clips. I'll call it that. Uh, and them clips be Chef's Kiss, honey. Okay, and I got to meet the owner when I did Six Down South last year.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
he dope as fuck, dope as fuck. So cool. I'm still trying to get him on the show because we talked about getting on the show, and then like, girl,
Oh,
scheduling is a
manifest.
hectic.
I love that for you.
So
Manifestation.
yeah. So I'm gonna need. Matter of fact, I'm gonna need y'all at Six Down South this year, please and thank you.
We're gonna try our damnedest because usually 6 ounce out is around my birthday.
It's the first weekend of September.
Yeah, it's always around my birthday, and sometimes he plans my birthday, so it's just like, oh,
I mean, little tidbit, because I don't even think I got a chance to talk to you about when I went to Six Down South last year. So I got to see fisting up close and personal for the first time.
okay, what was that
Yeah,
like?
girl, I was gagged. Okay,
Okay,
they had a fisting competition. Okay, yes, a whole competition. Now I am not participating in said competition one because I ain't got nobody here with me. Two, I'm so sorry. Nobody is putting their whole fist inside of me. I know I understand that a baby can come up out of them, right? I like big dudes. That man hand is big as fuck. I have no intentions of trying to allow his hand and wrist to be inside my cooch. So therefore, I was just there because now I'm curious. I've seen videos of fisting, but how often do you get the opportunity to see the shit up close and personal?
you,
Up when I say up close and personal, I mean they had because so you come we came into the dungeon and they gave us the rules for how the game was gonna go, and then they made sure to give a demonstration so that people knew how to properly fist. Because, like I said, there's a proper way to do everything, people.
facts.
So it was two beautiful black women um, that did the demonstration. One of them, she was on what is that damn thing called? It wasn't the bench, but it was almost like a reverse chair. Like she was able to kneel on it or whatever. I can't think of
Okay,
the technical name for it, but you know what I'm talking about. So I'm sitting front row because I'm short. Let me just go sit on the ground. Sitting so close at first, the girl turned around to me because apparently they play together on a regular basis. She said, "Hey, y'all might want to scoot back. Y'all in the splash zone. Say less, sis. Don't worry about it. Excuse me. Y'all gonna have to move back because I'm finna move back because um
where?
listen because I don't know her. She don't know me, and I personally don't want her bodily fluids on me. No
I
tea, no shade.
mean, a little squirt, squirt, a little squeak, squeak.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know you like this, sis. I don't know you like this. I'm good. I'm alright. I'm okay.
I'm here for the little squirt, squirt, splash, splash. I'm
You
like,
know what I'm
hey,
saying?
get it on me.
So they did a full on demonstration, and I'm talking about. I lie not to you. I was every bit of like 6 feet away, so I can see the whole situation going down, and literally I'm just sitting here like, that's crazy.
That's a sexy experience.
Listen, girl, my mind was blown. I don't. It was so funny because it's like Irene, you've seen videos of fisting, so you knew what to expect, but seeing it up close and personal. And then I stayed for a little while as the competition started. Now, one thing about Sex Down South is it's the complete opposite of Exotica.
I've been told. I've been told.
So it's majority us
And I'm here
with
for that. I'm also
with
here for
a
the fact that like there's not that many cameras, so like you don't know what's happening unless you go, and I'm
Yeah,
here for that.
yeah, you gotta be there to know what the fuck is popping off. And it's so, and like during these times is when they typically have like a couple of different things going on. And but so it was very funny because they also had another event going on, which apparently majority of us was at the other event because the sprinkling was all of them was in there participating in the fisting competition.
Okay.
It was not even a full handful of us. Somebody literally came up to me and said, "You wanna be my partner, baby? I'm just sit and watch."
I'm
I'm
here to
not putting my
experience. That's it. No, no.
I because they wanted to receive, and I was like, "Baby, I'm not putting my hand in nothing." Okay, I,
Oh,
I got
ooh.
proposition to be the fister, not the fistee. And I was like, "Sweetheart, thank you, I appreciate it." First
Which
off,
hand would I use? Did I use my dominant hand or like my
I
non-dominant?
I would think your dominant hand.
My dominant hand. I'm left-handed. I like to keep my ring on.
Listen, and I got nails too, and I was like, "Baby, you don't even want to deal with me." I got if I'm not gonna say that part online. I'll tell you that
You
part
know
offline.
what? I'm at me and Daddy gonna have a conversation because maybe we need to make our way down there.
Because I'm telling you, it's so much fun. I got to meet King Noir. I got to meet Jet Set and Jasmine. Child, I got to meet Eli.
Eli Daniels.
Yes,
He is
he
so he is such a vibe.
he is. He's very
I
much
love
about you.
Jasmine. I love King. They are. I talk to Jasmine on the regular because she's my supervisor. But when I met Eli Daniels, I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to talk to you about music all day.
Listen, dope as fuck. He's actually coming on the show in a few weeks.
Yeah,
So, and then I'm still working on getting Jet Set and Jasmine and King Noir scheduled. So hopefully they'll be on the show soon as well. Um,
manifesting, manifesting.
manifesting, right? But yeah, so I just had to tell you that little TV because baby, that shit had me crazy.
I know what I got to talk to
But
my daddy about.
period. Now, another reason why I wanted to make sure you were a part of this conversation because you just dropped a nice little box. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't following my girl on Instagram, I need y'all to follow her. All her information is linked in the description box below, please and thank you.
I legit.
Period. Now, the reason why I thought about it because one, the imagery that you put out for it spoke so much to the process of being with your partner.
I'm happy you caught that.
You know what
Yes,
I'm saying? It
I love to get my.
did. It very much did. Now, there's also something that helps you with the process of making sure, you getting them orgasms in. You're getting, that fun in. So I'm gonna let you kind of talk through everything, the whole situation, and let people know because I'm telling y'all need to get this. If y'all have been trying to figure out, something to encourage you all to
Mhm.
be more intentional with each other, I'm telling you this right here is it.
I love that you peeped like the creativity that I was going with it because I was when I was telling my husband about it, we were trying to make sure like, okay, does it scream sex or does it scream we're bored and we're creating a video? So I'm happy that you caught it. But
Definitely.
the whole thing is called a lust box. I called it a lust box because how to put this bluntly, talking about sex is becoming taboo. Talking about lust is a bigger conversation. We all, hopefully as an adult, I put my fingers crossed. Excuse me, hopefully as an adult we know what sex is and we know the two definitions of sex because there's a noun version and there's the verb version, but a lot of people don't know how to like lust after somebody or create desire. So all the things inside of my lust box help with desire, help with building lust, help with building like that sensation for that other person. And you can get the items individually, but if you get the whole box, then you get all the items plus some other stuff. And one of the items in there is called a bliss game. And it just basically stands for bite, lick, scratch, suck. You put that together, you got bliss. And you create bliss. And it's a game made to explore. So literally you get a stack of cards and it's a really easy, simple game. You read out the body part to your partner, and they have to guess if you like to be bit, licked, scratched, or sucked in that body part area. So here's my cards. If I shuffle them up, nice little set of playing cards too. It would say under boob, lower chest. You like to be bit, licked, scratched, or sucked there. Irene, you can answer it. Well, what do you? Well, you're guessing. What do I like? Do I like to be bit, licked, scratched, or sucked under my boob on my lower chest?
For some reason, I feel like it's either going to be a bite or a scratch.
Okay, which one you think?
I'm gonna go with scratch.
I actually like to get licked.
I
Yes, slob on me. I have I like, well, from my partner, let me specify that so much. I like to be drenched in his saliva so he can swallow me. If he could literally put all of me in his mouth and then pull me back out like a chicken wing, I love that for me. So let's say, well, not let's say, technically you got it wrong. So if you get it wrong, you have to give your partner a consensual punishment. If they get it right, you give them a consensual prize. If you are the kind of person where you struggle with creativity or you feel like you can't come up with prizes or punishments on the fly like that, I have them for you. And it's over 40 different punishments and there's 40 different rewards. Well, it's not over 40.
nice.
It's 40 each. And then there's me at the bottom because remember, consent is sexy. And then,
Consider
yeah.
sex. I love that.
So literally with the game. So technically you got it wrong. Um, I'll give y'all one. So your punishment could be a teasing spanking with hand or a paddle, or your punishment could be controlled teasing with the vibrator but stopping before you climax.
Okay, see, that would be a punishment. The first one, not so much.
Okay, okay.
Listen,
It
for
just depends
me,
on like, of course, like what you like. So that's why I said at the bottom. Remember, consent is sexy. So if your
right.
partner isn't into certain things on this list, it's okay. That's the reason why it's 40 different punishments and 40 different rewards. So that way you literally have time to get through the game and you will never finish the game. The point of it is not to finish. The point of it is to learn what your partner likes on different parts of their body, which like how we talked about earlier, lusting yourself and loving yourself. Because if you
Mm.
knew how you like to be pleased in that particular part of your body, then you can communicate that to them. But sometimes we don't want to sit there and be like, I want you to suck my nipple. I want you to lick my toes. I want you to scratch my spine. Like sometimes talking like that feels so robotic and it doesn't feel authentic enough. So if you play in a game and you're being goofy, you're laughing, you're engaging with each other and it's a sex based or a lust based game, it creates a level of vulnerability off GP. So now all you can do is build off of that. So that's the bliss game. That's a part of the box. Another thing that's a part of the box is called my lust radar calendar. I literally created this because people would ask me and my husband how often we have sex, and we never have a straightforward answer. So we
I
literally
can
would
tell
be
y'all
like,
right now, I followed them for a good little minute. It's a lot.
"It's cute." I mean, we could
Don't
have
do that.
more.
I mean, fair. I'm
I
not
mean,
saying.
okay, so context, 'cause I always keep them with me whenever I talk about it. This was, okay, ignore the tape on the back. This was ours last year, and it's a lot bigger because I drew it, and usually I do draw it. We ended last year. Okay, well, let me explain it. Basically, you tally or you mark every time you and your partner do the deed, but you have to specify in each section what kind of deeds you did. So if I performed fellatio, then I mark the calendar under oral. If he performed cunnilingus or analingus, then we will mark it under oral as well. But there's a different mark that he would put because cunnilingus is not the same as fellatio. Eating ass is not the same as eating pussy. Point blank, period. Under penetration, if we had regular vaginal sex, then we'll just put a tally mark. But if we perform anal sex, meaning he penetrates my rectum or my anus, then it's a tally mark and a circle. And there's other different tally marks that I have. So if you do purchase the Lust Radar calendar, you will get a sticker, not a sticker, but like a little postage card that has the different tally marks on it, so that way when you mark it for you and your partner, you can know what's what, who's who. Long story short, we ended last year with 447 erotic moments from January to December. So
That is,
yeah,
listen. First off, y'all saw how she tried to play us, right? We keep it cute. It's cute, baby.
it is
440,
cute.
ma'am. You had sex more times in a year than there are days of the year, and we know on average, people ain't even. Most people are barely breaking 100 times a year.
Now,
On
see, when I did read that in an article, and I will say that I tried to basically beat the standard norm in the article, because while I was in my graduate program, me and him started this Lust Radar calendar thing. I would say like maybe 3 years ago. It was just this
mm,
year that I decided to like start selling it. But when I first read about how often the average couple have sex, it said like maybe 100 to 150 times. And I honestly just didn't believe it, because the research basically said that the average couple in America is a man, a woman, at least one kid, two cars, two jobs. And in my brain, it's like, well, he has a job, he has two jobs, I have three, or I had three. I'm no longer a student, just a full on therapist now. So I had three jobs. We have a dog. Our dog is not a kid, but motherfucker expensive like one and require my attention like one. So he is my child. We both have a car and we both own a home. So it's just, we're technically an average couple. So how is it that we only have sex this many times out of the year compared to the other couples? So I kind of wanted to see like, damn, do we only have sex like 100 times? 'Cause I feel like it's more than that, and maybe it's less than that. And when we started doing the calendar, I was like, oh no, we're like way above the average couple. We're different. Yeah, we're
you know
different.
what I'm saying? But I think the one thing that I like about your tally calendar for someone is because I think being in the industry, you're a lot more intentional and aware of
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And then, 9 times out of 10, majority of us already got a high ass sex drive any goddamn way, which is
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10 how we tapped into this shit for real, for real.
Hello.
Uh,
Hello.
you know, so it's like, hey, because you had that one inkling, like, am I okay? Do I need to let me read up on some shit?
And that's literally how it happened. It was just like our friend group was telling us like, we feel like y'all have like a lot of sex, or y'all just like, y'all are so intimate with each other, y'all like lust over each other a lot. And I would say that yes, we are the kind of couple that we don't hide our lust and our desires from other people, because we are exhibitionists. So it's not a thing where we're afraid to just love and lust on each other, but we're not the kind of people that's just going to spew it in your face and overly like saturate you with PDA. But I guess in our mind, we was like, oh, the average couple have sex just like we do. And then when we realized that, like, oh no, this is not it, and we actually
Mm-mm.
like took the time out and tallied it and calculated it, it was like, oh, we be fucking.
Listen, I ain't mad at it because, baby, I swear to God, child.
When you got that person that bring that out of you, like, maybe in a few years, whenever we decide to have kids, it might change. Maybe it's gonna increase. Maybe it'll stay the same. Um, I'm happy. I hope it stays. Well, I hope it increases. I don't know. I just hope it don't be less than like. It can't be less than 300.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying, the child. But I do think something like this could be really cool. Like I said, for a couple who is
Hmm.
trying to find a reason to be more intentional. Because I feel like when some people, because of course I've had the conversation with some couples about scheduling their time, and they feel like it doesn't feel as impactful. But I'm like, if you're not intentionally doing it without having to schedule it, you may need to train your brain.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where, having something that reminds you to take that time, um, And also, sometimes that time does not have to be actual sex, but just making sure you're taking that time to connect or whatever the case may be. I think the more intentional you are with it, even if that means having to schedule it or use an aid to help remind you about it, then
Hmm.
eventually it'll become second nature to you.
And then it's like a reward at the end of the day as well, because if you think about it, you engage with your partner, you have this like fun, lustful moment, and then you go over to a calendar, you go over to a piece of paper, and then you're marking what you and your partner did in that moment. So like in even in that small moment where you mark the calendar, it's like, oh yeah, she did suck my dick like this. Oh yeah, I did eat her ass like that. Oh yeah, I did. I hit it like this, and we did anal. Oh yeah, we did try new toys. Like there's different ways to mark the calendar, and so when you mark it, it's just like you feel good about yourself because like you just did something very fun and successful in the bedroom, and even if it wasn't the best time in the bedroom, you can now mark it and know, like, okay, I didn't do what I wanted to this time. What can I do differently? And even then, if you look at the grander scheme of it, it's like, for example, in January last year, we had 36 erotic moments. In February last year, we had 50 erotic moments. There is a 12 moment jump from that. And I can say honestly what happened was in January, it was just a new year. So we're trying to get our goals together, manifest, get just personal things together for each other. So it's like, get it in while we can. But then February last year we got engaged. It's Valentine's Day. Our anniversary is in February. Our HBCU Founders Day is in February. His birthday is in February. So it's just like, no, pussy is not a gift, but pussy is also great. So
Amen.
it's a way to just sit there and compare and contrast the months. And then when you go back and look at it, it's like, oh wow, why was I super active this month? What about this month made me feel comfortable with you? What about this month made me love you the most? Why did I feel the need to give you more head this month than any other month? Like you could just look at it and it helps build and create that open conversation between you and yours, and it's just fun. Like overall, it's a fun activity to do. It's a sneaky way because if you have children, if you have children, you can easily hide it somewhere. It doesn't have to be somewhere super noticeable. You don't have to necessarily explain too much about it. And if you don't have children, you can hang it somewhere fun in the house, somewhere personal. Ours is somewhere convenient because majority of the time after me and him do the deed, we go to bed. Or if we do the deed, he goes and plays the game, and I'm in bed just assed out because I can't believe he just did me like that. So it's just somewhere convenient where it's easy to mark the calendar and stuff. And it's just, like I said, it's a really fun and a great activity that you can do with your person. And it just shows, like, okay, how often do I lust you? And that's the reason why I have the two questions at the top. It says, how bad do you want me? How often can I have you? And it's a great way to ask for,
Mm.
yeah, because like, how bad do you want me? And if you want me that bad, how often can I have you? And you're looking at a calendar and it's like, damn, how often can I have you in this month, this time, this week, this day? Something real sexy, real smooth for you.
You know what I'm saying? And then even with the game, and I know you also included your candles in there, your massage
Hmm.
candles
I got it
in
lit right
there.
now to let the oil come in for you.
Come on, let the oil come in. I would say the one thing, especially being able to hear the full explanation of the game, because like I saw everything that you posted, about the game or whatever the case may be, but now hearing you talk about it, having such a better idea, this also is another way to encourage a lot more pleasure between you and your partner. Because
Hmm.
think about, you're asking that question, and maybe your partner didn't know that you like to be licked under your boob, and they be like, "Well, let me see real quick." Yep.
Exactly. You're never gonna fit the whole point of the game is not to go through the full stack of cards because even though your erogenous zones, there's I believe 7 or 12 standard stereotypical erogenous zones, I put
Mhm.
all 40 plus body parts and then some extra parts in there because we need to stop just, well, not we, but just as a society, a community, a general masses, we need to understand the difference between erogenous zones pleasure and overall pleasure. Erogenous zones are meant to increase a pleasurable moment, just to add like that extra sensitivity, like your nipples, your clitoris, your ear, and all that other kind of stuff, because those are just places where it's a thinner layer of skin, maybe, or it's a sensitive body part in general overall. But your whole body, your whole, all of your skin, your brain, your thoughts, your mind, the way that you move is all an erogenous zone at the end of the day. If you take care of my butt, then yeah, I'll give you some booty. If you massage my boobs the right way, then heck yeah, I'm gonna probably give you a great blowjob. If you do something that I like to be bit, licked, scratched, or sucked in this particular area, then it's gonna like turn me up even more.
Right. You know what? And I love the fact of not trying to get through the whole game.
Hmm.
Especially in one setting. When I if you able to get through the whole game in one setting, y'all ain't doing it right.
For
Um,
y'all are, or y'all have the day off work and y'all ain't got no kids and you have no responsibilities. Because if you get, me and my husband, we did go through the whole game because I had to test it out, obviously, to make
eh,
sure it was something that I would do. Because if I'm not doing it, I'm not gonna sell it. That's stupid. Um,
right.
and we did get through the whole game, but it took the whole day, like sun up to sundown. And by the time we were done, we did mark our calendar of good, a few good times.
I must say I know y'all did some fucking that day.
Man, this past weekend was crazy. I think I had to put like 10 markings on our calendar this past
I thought
weekend.
it. I thought it. I said, God damn.
It was
Like I want to be
great.
like that when I grow
And my
up.
cycle wasn't, I mean, well, I could mark some more, but like, we'll see how that goes.
I mean, hey, listen. But one thing I think if I was to play the game with someone, I would make it like a daily challenge.
Hmm.
Like pull a card a day.
Yeah.
And
That, oh, that would
then
be hot.
I know, right? You pull a card a day, and not necessarily that every time you do this has to intersect because I know somebody out there like, yeah, I want you gonna fuck every day. I mean, I
I
would.
could. He
Yeah,
can get his dick sucked every day. I'll say that much.
listen. There's a welcoming orifice at some point every day. Okay,
He can
please
get
and
a
thank you.
hand job every day.
Something can happen every day. But I think more importantly is just the idea of it could be a great conversation starter, even if you all don't end up being intimate with each other.
Hmm.
Asking this question because what if you pull a card and it's like the back of somebody's kneecap and they like,
It
honestly,
is in there.
I know it is. I know you. I know it's in there. That's why I say.
Your
And
kneecaps is definitely in there. Cause what you like on your
it,
knees? You let these scratch. Let me
you
licked.
know what I'm saying? You want to be lick, scratch, stuff, and then your partner be like, you know what? I wouldn't mind if you did lick it. And now y'all can either y'all can test it out, y'all can have a conversation about. Like I feel like it's a great way. Yeah, Kay. So Kay, she has what's called a lust box. In the lust box is a game that she created called Bliss, which stands for
Bite, lick,
bite,
scratch, suck.
bite, lick, scratch, suck.
These all the cards. And I like you get, it's a lot of cards.
A lot of cards.
You're
You pull a
never going to
card.
like have a dull moment. And they all got, I was talking to do like the money wave.
So you pull a card and it gives you a body part, and your partner has to guess if you like to be bite, lick, sucked, or scratched on their part. If they get it right, you give them a reward. If they get it wrong, they have a punishment. If you cannot think of said punishment and or award, she has a list of
40
options. She has a list of 40 rewards and a list of 40 uh
punishments. Yep.
thank you punishments that you can choose from. Also in said box is what did you call it again? What is it called?
It's
Because
called
I'm
a
about
Lust Radar calendar. And it's
to.
also, there's some other trinkets in there, but I can't, I usually don't tell people what else is in the box because then people gonna be like, oh, let me come in and get in this. Like, no, bitch, go buy it.
Right, go get the box.
And there's
So
also the Comfort Me candle. Okay, good.
oh come
In
on,
10
cover me.
minutes, you get a perfect melt wax. And it's called
Mm,
Comfort Me because I want you to come for me while you comfort me. You give me a hug. And then literally it's a massage oil candle. I'm ashy on purpose. I took a shower on purpose to show you. It actually moisturizes and gets like the skin glistening. And it's scented with vanilla. Well, my new scent is now vanilla and lavender only because all the extra scents I just was doing was working out. And so
Mm,
yeah, like here's the clear difference between the two.
right.
Like literally moisturizing, ashy. Me personally, fresh out the shower, you lay down in bed, you have this burning while you're in the shower, you dry yourself off, go through your little nighttime routine, whatever the case may be, have your partner lay down in bed, and then you blow out the candle, pour it on yourself and pour it on them, and then you both just like do a massage dance with each other and like just
Come
rub
on.
each other down, just skin to skin, and just the body flows and moves, and then next thing you know, a dick accidentally inside your throat.
Amen. We love. Mm,
Hmm.
okay.
External
But
use only candle. Let me emphasize that external uses
yes,
only. So don't put it on his Peter Whacker thinking like, oh, it can be lube. It cannot.
no, that's not what it is. But the Lust Radar calendar is really cool because basically you can track within each month of the year how often you or your partner perform oral on each other and have penetrative sex, whether it's anal or regular.
Hmm. And also
Um,
69 because if you put excuse me, if you put a line in a circle under oral, that means you guys perform 69 or you both did oral at the same time on each other. And it's a great way to like add double points to it because when you do a forbidden quotations are forbidden because it's not really forbidden, but if you do something like different or out of the norm for you guys, it's an extra reward on your poster. So now it's like, oh, I did 69 only one time last month. Let me change that up. Let me do it like three more times. So I like perform 69. You literally get to look at your sex life on a calendar and then say like, okay, I do this, but I want to do more of this. How can I do more of this with
mhm.
my person? It's so many different layers. It's like an onion.
Come on, Onion. But
It's different layers you can do with each of the items in the lust box. All together, it creates a great sensation because imagine you're playing the game and you get a question wrong. And if you get a question wrong, then you would have number 14 as your punishment. And it deals with the comfort me massage candle. So then now you're giving your partner a massage. You guys are having a conversation. Everything is all sensual, light, temperature play, and a very sensual, sexy touch. And then after you get the massage, it's just like, oh, you just touched me real sexy. Like, then y'all make eye contact and you make beautiful love to each other. They slut you out like the dirty little girl you are. And then you get to then you get to mark your calendar like a 3-for-1 special.
and take your nasty ass to bed.
Hello, and even if you don't
Amen.
want to go to bed, go make them a sandwich and then play the game again.
That part. Re up and rewind.
Exactly. It's literally like a perfect, well, I want to say perfect, but it's a great box for people, couples, individuals, whoever trying to build lust with their partner. And that's why it's called a lust box because at the end of the
Hmm.
day, you don't necessarily have to have sex. That's not my overall end game goal, but I would like for people to really experience lust in a more beautiful, sensual, calming manner because lust is actually sometimes lust can be greater than love and lust can be more spicy than sex. Sex is cool, sex
Yeah.
is great, but when you lust somebody, sex is like it's like teeth grinding. It's Mr. 365.
Right. I love it. Love it. Love it. All right, y'all. If y'all want y'all own Lust Box, like I said, all her information is down below. Make sure y'all check her out on Instagram. Um, let everybody know what else you got going on. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this good young thing up,
What
child.
do I got going on? Shit. What do I got going on? Really nothing at the moment. I am planning a wedding. So this first half of the year, it is just my lust box, the items in the lust box. You don't have to get everything together. They can be sold separately, along with another activity that I have that's all digital. Um,
Oh,
if
how
you
much is the Lust Box?
the lust box right now it's on sale. I believe it is on sale for $42, roughly somewhere around that ballpark. My brain is not thinking at the moment. The original price of it is $69.99. Right now, I got it on sale for $42 and some change.
That is
So,
a lot cheaper.
mm-hmm.
If y'all don't go
Now,
order this goddamn box,
hello, and if you buy the items individually, I will tell you it will equal out to $75. So if you get the Lust box right now, you can get all three items plus something extra for $42 and some change. Get it while you can, because once February is over, it's going back to the $69 price. Because I'm only doing it for February because my man's birthday in February.
period.
But yeah, I'm planning a wedding right now, so if you want me, need me, you feel like you need therapeutic services, you feel like you need somebody to talk to, you feel like you need someone to listen to your emotions, listen to you as a person, understand who you are as a person, you can reach out, and either I, myself, or somebody in my field I know, I can find you services that fit best for you. Other than that, you can follow me on Instagram. I guess we're calling it X now, but a little less than twice a week. I guess we can call it X now, but it's Twitter forever for me at Your Erotic Fairy. Make sure you type in two Y's for Your Erotic Fairy. Just put it out there. And yeah, make sure you suck some dick for some truck fit.
Hey, Lego. And as usual, y'all know y'all find me here every other Tuesday, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. If I'm on the platform, Irene the Passion Queen, you shall find me. Every
Make sure y'all get her
Wednesday,
books.
Please and Thank You, Vacation, a writing novel about a couple that goes to Jamaica to celebrate their wedding anniversary. We also have The Purple Dungeon, which is a collection of erotic short stories and poems that I have written. And then The Sexual Awakening Journal, which is a journal full of prompt questions to help you get past any blockages that you may have when it comes to kinks, fetishes, sex, and sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all that is on sale, 40% off. Use the code BLACK on my website. Everything is linked down below.
Go get her
Keep
stuff.
please, please and thank you. Make sure you go download Worshiper wherever you buy your music from. Please go buy that track. Thank you. We got a couple more things that we're working on this year, so I I, I appreciate the support because that support helps the rest of these projects. Um,
It's Black History Month, so there's no reason why you shouldn't support a black owned business.
Period. Okay. And then on Wednesdays, of course, I'm here on YouTube again under the Black Girls React. We are every Wednesday, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. And then on Thursdays, Irene K Unscripted, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Your girl busy. So
You
make
gotta
sure
stay busy.
y'all,
In this economy, you can't sit down.
you can't.
Ain't
Because
no
Jesus.
sleep. I'm just playing. No, take a nap. When you need to rest, take rest.
Oh, I'm
I
going to take
cannot
rest.
sit here and be like, oh no, stay on go. No. If you need to rest, rest.
Rest is a form of activism, for real. Like, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure y'all do that. But until next time, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.